Hey everybody, looks like it's September already, so I'm going to tell y'all about every film I watched in August. I started off the month by watching Scorsese's Shutter Island. I know a lot of people really love this movie, and I understand its objective quality, but a lot of things just didn't connect like they should have for me. I went in without it being spoiled for me, which is good, but I picked up on the twist like way too quickly. I liked it, and I'd definitely watch it again. I mean, the performances alone were enough to make it watchable, and I did like the overall look of it. So my opinion on the end is I don't think he's actually relapsing. I think he became sane, like he snapped out of it, but just really couldn't live with the thought of what he'd done, so he decided to accept the punishment. Then I watched 9 Days. I've been waiting for this to come out forever, and I was really excited to see that there was a limited screening at a theater near me. Above everything else, I think this movie is about true self versus false self. Will's true self is apparent at the end, with the real authentic expression that he shows in something that he finally feels truly alive in. It's about genuine expression of emotion, and how sometimes the understanding of it is hidden by personality. How different people love, hurt, get mad, and process differently, depending on who they are or have learned to be. I love the unique spiritual concept of being selected for birth, because I don't really think it's an idea that's thought about a lot. This is a visually stunning film, and considering it's the feature debut of Ed Sonoda, I'm stoked to see what he does next, because this beat Out in the Heights for my favorite movie of 2021 so far. That same day, I went back to the movie theater to watch The Suicide Squad. When I first saw the trailer, I was surprised that prominent actors such as Viola Davis and Idris Elba would agree to do this after the 2016 Suicide Squad's pretty much failure with critics and fans. I realized after like 10 minutes though that this is a completely different movie and that James Gunn's writing and directing was going to save it. The fact that they were subverting our expectations right out of the gate with the beach scene is awesome, and they kept this surprising tone throughout the rest of it. The actors definitely brought their A game, and it was really funny, with the R rating really giving this the raunchy and gruesome theme it needed. After that, I watched 12 Years a Slave. I don't know what I can say that hasn't already been said about this. Obviously, this is a horrifyingly honest and depressing movie throughout. It's got an all-star cast, but the thing is, it really wasn't what I expected at all, in a good way. My only really big quarrel with this is that they didn't really mention, past like a few words at the end, the suspicious and unknown circumstances surrounding Northup's second disappearance that happens later on in his life, and the fact that he never comes back after that. Then I watched Dirty Dancing for the first time, and it took me a while to finally watch this classic, and I like it, obviously. It's just so hard not to see how poorly it ages, though. Like, there's some pretty goofy bits of dialogue and circumstances. But if you go into it expecting that, it's just so fun and simple. It's crazy to think that people used to go to camp with their families in the 80s. I don't know, I liked it. I was so excited to see Respect. I mean, I love Aretha Franklin, and I love Jennifer Hudson. That being said, nothing about this is nuanced or different from the classic biopic format that we've seen 1,000 times before. Maybe it's the fact that the last biopic I watched mocked the entire genre, but I think I'm actually starting to get bored with them. Another thing is the character. Listen, I believed Jamie was Ray. I believed Joaquin was Johnny. I did not believe that Jennifer was Aretha. It was watchable, but definitely too long for its quality. Then I moved into college, and on my first night in my college dorm, I watched Pitch Perfect again. I'm unashamed to say this is one of my guilty pleasure movies, and it's good. I know the entire soundtrack to all three of these, and even as the stories declined over the trilogy, the music stayed the same, and they're some of the most rewatchable movies ever. Perfect start to college. Then I watched Bad Boys for the first time. I know a lot of people love this movie, but I don't know, I really just can't seem to like any of Michael Bay's movies. And honestly, this one, Michael Bay's really, really hard, to a point where it's kind of laughable. Obviously, I loved Martin Lawrence's performance and the jokes throughout, but I think the whole thing just kind of took itself too seriously. I was a little underwhelmed. I saw The Green Knight in theaters, and I did like it. It was weird at first, but it grew on me, and the more I thought about it after, the more I understood and loved it. I think Dev Patel killed it. The whole thing just went by too quickly because you get enraptured in the beautiful shots and scenic design. No, I still don't get, though, why they kept touching his face. Okay, I ended the month by finally watching Ladybird. I went into the movie thinking it was going to be just another formulaic indie teen drama, but I was pleasantly surprised by the authentic dialogue and amazing characters in it. I really liked how it tackled miscommunication between completely different people, like people who still love each other but just can't communicate. I mean, her mom's character is brilliantly written, and you can tell the writer actually knows someone like that, or is like that themselves. If you look at it from an Enneagram perspective, I know, but if you look at it from that perspective, the film shows a very real dynamic between a critical mother who just wants the best for her daughter and her struggle to communicate with her emotionally unpredictable daughter. I really, really liked it, and it's definitely a new obsession for me. Yeah, so that's it. That's all of them. That's all the ones I watched in August. That's all the movies, all the films, all the moving pictures that I watched in August. I know it's a few more than normal, but August felt like a longer month than normal. So I'll see y'all soon. Peace.